In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight, and sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Kraus. How you doing, Cash?
Doing pretty
this fine
good.
Day?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
This fine, beautiful fall.
2020 we've had.
Fall day.
Fall day.
It is fall.
think
We
officially.
made it, and a lot of people said we weren't going to make it to fall in 2020.
Well, shit, dude. I don't know. With everything going on.
Winter's not looking good.
Winter's coming.
I wouldn't give you great odds on making it to winter
Well, probably
this year. So I know you're a bed man, so I'm not
I
going
am
to
a
give
bed man. You're going to give me 3 to
So
1 odds.
celebrate Christmas in October. All I'm saying.
Here. Okay. Better safe than sorry.
Get
folks.
it done early. Get all the fucking holidays done
Well,
in 1
apparently,
month if you can, because nothing's guaranteed.
Trick-or-treating is banned this year.
Yeah.
Even though you wear a mask in Halloween, I guess it's not good enough.
I don't think those masks are
Oh, they're
medical
certified. They are approved.
I have to believe that I think there's multiple holes in the mask for breathing purposes.
What I meant by
So I don't
that was
know.
you could wear the mask on top of the mask. Then you have
double mask.
masks.
Double mask.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's disagreeing with the double mask method.
Double mask up.
Hey,
do
I
it.
say do one more triple mask it. You can
No,
never be too
triple-
sick.
yeah, just one
now
more
that's where
over
I draw
a
the
screen.
line.
Okay, yeah.
Now
That might be a little
you're taking
excessive.
away my freedoms. But yeah, which who knows? Or is anyone really gonna? I mean, people don't listen to half the shit. The government tells you
No,
to do.
of course
anyways.
not. No, I know they're like, no, you can't do this or that, and people are like, no, we're just gonna.
Yeah,
do
we're
it.
just gonna do
It
it. We're
doesn't
just gonna die.
We'll die trying.
But we'll die Americans.
We will. And-
So stick
end
American
of the
flag
day-
in my casket as you're burying me down.
Fucking just roll me up in one. Just toss me down a hill. It don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, because we're gonna need a lot more caskets.
We
I
are.
hear there's
I've
actually a
heard.
shortage.
I've heard, yeah.
But,
let's put it this way: the funeral business is not hurting;
booming.
it's booming. If you are in that business, you probably just
Yeah,
can't
if you're a
keep up.
creepy fucking mortician and you're going around already measuring people like they did in the Old West when you came into town, like already getting your
All right,
coffin.
this coffin will fit this person. This coffin.
Oh, I
will
need a
fit
little
that
extra wood
person.
for this guy. Yeah, it's a business. It's booming.
It is.
You know that the toll paper business.
Of
if
course.
you can invest in a coffin building business right now, get on it. You know,
Right.
it's a little blue,
is.
but get on it.
Of course,
But we're not here to talk about that.
we're not.
This is our India cinema and our foreign film Friday
We're
all
combining it, wrapped up in one.
one.
Yes. If you guys didn't know, we have not been dropping as much this week because we're kind of dealing with some renovations. We're actually moving the studio into a different room.
Yes.
In the upcoming week.
Getting a
So,
new studio.
new studio for the 4th time, the 5th time. I don't know. We're
How many
moving
has it been?
again.
Can we count?
So let's think about it. We
Where
started
did we
off.
start it?
We
Where did we
started off
start?
here,
That's wild.
and then we moved over there.
Yep, and we said not for us.
Not for us.
Well,
Way too much.
I remember
room.
I
Way
did.
too
I think I've
spacious.
done a few podcasts in
We
there.
did a few podcasts in there too.
I think just sitting on your bed.
Yep. In the early days, yeah, that's right. And then
Not
we
even.
came-
We couldn't even afford a chair back then.
not even a chair. Like we were
Yes,
scraping
yeah.
the barrel, man.
Yeah, we couldn't even afford
Sitting
chairs
on
for
the
our
bed.
desks. We'd all sit in and all tuck in. You remember you tucked us in.
I tucked you
It was
guys
very
in.
weird.
I said,
did-
"Look, this is the bedtime story
And
podcast."
before then, I was kind of green, so I just thought, oh, every podcast
every
does this.
podcaster gets tucked in.
Every podcast
By
does this.
the-
It's
yeah.
more of a sleepy kind of thing.
Right.
Turns out,
Not the case.
not the case at all. And
Case
it's just a weird
It
thing.
is just a weird thing that I do.
that you made
Unfortunately,
us do it.
I just tucked my
Although it
friends
did
in
make me
and,
cozy. It did make me cozy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
But yeah, so it's been 1, 2, 3,
And then back into this one.
4, so that will be lucky
five.
number 5.
Lucky number 5. 5 moves.
And hopefully that will be the best one.
3.5 years of doing this.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's a move and a half a year.
Yeah.
We're trying to relocate constantly.
We are.
Yeah, we don't want anyone tracking our movements, getting a read on us. So we keep it pinballing.
Keeping those drone strikes away from us.
Exactly.
They don't know what room we're in.
But but hopefully that will be the there for a while.
Yeah.
But this is our technically our India cinema, but we are doing on Friday, so we got to talk about the poll because we're doing Visaranai.
Yes, because that won the poll for our Indian cinema.
Killed in the polls.
Poll. Yep.
So we got to add. We're doing, we're keeping the tradition going of pulling one off.
Yep.
And then adding 2 on.
So we're polling.
Drum
roll. That was like a bird call. Wait, Cardi B? Was that Cardi B?
I don't know how to do drum roll. I'm just realizing I've never heard a drum roll before in my life.
Of course.
I've never heard a drum roll. So
no, we are pulling Ship of Theseus off, and we are reviewing that finally.
So many people have said, just fucking watch it.
You two idiots.
It's been on there since the start.
Pull it off and do it. has.
It's been on there since day
and
1.
And everyone says this film is an absolute masterpiece.
Yes, but it never won.
And it never won.
I guess masterpieces are just not what people want anymore.
Like, we just want explosions.
That's a masterpiece, but have you ever watched this piece of shit before? Although none of the India films we watch have been pieces of shit.
No, none of the ones that we've reviewed. We've reviewed some.
Yes.
Or we've reacted to some not very good films, trailer reactions. But all the films we've reviewed in India have been
at least more than decent.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're taking Visaranai off, of course, because we're doing it now, and we're also taking off Ship of Theseus. So we're adding on Ghoul, because, it's the spooky season. We got to get a little spooky up in
And technically, this is like a mini series, but it's 3 45-minute episodes that you can find on Netflix.
Which is just an Indian film.
Right, exactly.
Because
it's very
most of the Indian films we have watched have been you're able to cut down into a 3-part miniseries.
And it stars Radhika Apte as well.
Which is a big get for us.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. She's great. And she's a workhorse.
Yep.
She's doing a lot.
She is. She works all the time. And then the second film that we're adding to the poll is a comedy called Good News.
Good News. So 2 very different films.
Yeah. Very different films. And the films that are already in the poll are Cargo.
And Joshi.
And Joshi, Superhero.
So what's going to win?
I don't know, but I like how diverse we were.
I got a feeling Good News is going to win because it's the most mainstream of the bunch.
Very well could.
And that's the one I think I don't want to win.
We have a lot of like Malayalam and Tamil support, so we could see.
We do. We absolutely do.
We could see maybe.
But can they overcome the power that is Bollywood?
I don't know. It's pretty tough. It's pretty hard.
The poll they have, they may get a lot of people to come in and vote just so a few more eyes watch Good News.
Well, tell your friends and vote.
Absolutely. Right? That's all you can do.
Yep.
But, okay, so the 4 are Joshi Superhero, Cargo, Ghoul,
and Good News. Yep.
So vote. That will be on
the poll.
As now.
Yep. Just go vote right now.
All right. Let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about the real reason why we're here.
Which is the Tamil language crime thriller film known as Visaranai. Cash, opening thoughts.
This film's pretty fucking crazy.
I'm
going to say that right off the get. It's pretty nutty. It's good. I did enjoy it.
I enjoyed this film a lot.
I enjoyed it a lot. There's some scenes that I could probably nitpick, but I enjoyed it a lot. The performances were great, very grounded.
Super grounded. That was one thing I appreciated.
Absolutely. And
I believed it.
You think it's obvious, but so many films don't do it. But yeah, if you're going to have a lot of torture scenes, make it realistic. So build that tension up. I'm not going to be scared and nervous for these guys if they're getting hit and it sounds like they're getting hit with like wet noodles and it's the weird, the over the top wacky sound effect. Yeah, it's like what is that? Every time. Yeah. So that was something I was very appreciative, but something that we've kind of grown accustomed to with Tamil, Malayalam films, stuff like that, is they have been very grounded.
Very realistic.
But this one I did really like. Even in like small things that I was catching, it stayed grounded most of the time. Yeah.
Well, it forced an emotional response from me too, like because there were so many instances.
Oh, you got emotional.
I did a little emotional. I was like these bastard cops. They're literally trying to frame these.
Well, we got to
people.
talk about that.
Yeah.
That's one thing India does is not shine their cops in
yeah,
any kind
no.
of decent light. I mean, it must be pretty obvious that something's wrong if every single movie
is
even
bad
a
reflection on cops.
even when they're supposed to be like good cops, they're dumb
They're
cops.
still bad, yeah.
They're still bad
Yep.
cops. But yeah, I mean, these cops, they're bad cops, but they're not even good bad cops. Like, they're not good at being bad cops.
At being bad, no. They're very sloppy in every way.
And their guns
possible.
are jamming, and even when the gun jams, not a big rush.
No, just
Not a big
you know,
rush to
pretty
murder
casual.
these three. That guy's working that gun for 15 minutes.
Yes.
And then other guys come in, they're all kind of just talking about it. It's crazy.
It is.
But these cops are something else, man. Wild.
well,
Wild.
and pretty, I don't really know the word because they're all Indian, but pretty prejudice, I guess I would say.
That's
Just because they spoke a different language, they assume.
Yeah, that's something we got to
these
talk
men
about. Yeah, because we're in
committed these
America,
crimes.
we're usually just racist to the people that come outside of our country.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, unfortunately, obviously, it's terrible, and we wish that didn't happen. But
this is I was very put off by the where it's
Mm-hmm.
like there's so much like animosity between people that are even in the same country.
yeah.
I thought that was very I mean it's not. I mean, it's probably kind of normal if you're around anyone, but that's something that I felt because it's not like imagine like. You know, someone from fucking California. I mean, people, that's kind of bad because everyone hates people from California. But say someone from like Wisconsin comes
Yeah.
to Washington, and we're like, we fucking hate those Wisconsinites. They're
Right.
fuckers. I mean, those pieces of shit. I mean, they're not good as good as us. That's how it is from these people from Tamil. And all these people come up, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, you can't say, because I'll say they come up just for work, but that's what most of the fucking people from Mexico come up to. And
Of course.
we're kind of
They
harsh
want a
on
better
them.
life.
We're, harsh,
Yeah.
we're very harsh on them as well. So I understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of weird where it's like, these people, I mean, they're like our countrymen, but because they're from a different
Tamil,
state.
and they speak a different language.
Yeah, that's just one of many different states in India. They thought these
Culturally,
people
I
were
think-
much
Yeah.
lesser. But it's so different there in India because it is like the states are so. I mean, they can
Well,
be
and India's
night and day.
huge.
It can be
Yeah.
night and day. Yeah, and all the different languages too. So I think when you have so many different languages in a country, that kind of separates people as well. But yeah, that was crazy, man. They fucking hated these Tamil guys
They did.
and
I-
everyone.
And I knew
Not even
right
the cops.
away, like when they had first brought these men in, I was like, do not confess to anything, because they kept trying to convince them to confess
Well, no,
to this
accept.
petty robbery.
Not a confess. Accept is the word. They
Accept,
like
yeah.
like that's all
what?
they need is all you to go accept. Haul them off. You
Get
heard
him out of
him.
here. And it's so
That's the
funny
thing
how
is, like, it's
forced
very-
and staged it clearly was. Like when they even do get to a point when they're bringing the camera in and they're recording him, it's like, okay, what did you do with this? And the guy's like, you
I know.
stabbed him.
Yeah.
You stabbed him. And it's like, what
He's
the
like,
hell?
show me what knife you took, and he's like,
How is this justice?
he's like, is this knife? He's like,
yeah, he's like,
And the guy's in back, no. He goes, oh no, not that knife. This, and the guy's going, he goes, oh no,
Right
I
off
mean
camera.
not no, but this. And the guy's going, he goes, oh
he's
yeah,
like,
this
it
was the knife.
This one.
Yeah,
like,
it's so,
what the
but
hell?
that they did a good job of just showing you how corrupt
corrupt
because
it
like
is,
they were
yeah.
even like even like the news agencies and everything were
They were in
scared.
on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So because Mary even at the end they're like, make sure you show these guys, make sure everyone hates them,
Yes.
and then make sure you show the
So
cop who the cop was shitty throughout the entire thing. The guy, what's his
He
name?
pissed me off.
What's
really
the guy
did.
that you think he was might have been good at some point, and you almost think he might change at some point, but
he
it
doesn't.
never does.
He never does.
He's just a shitty cop the entire time. What's that guy's name in the film? Oh, his name's Murugan. Murugan in the film. He's like the head cop, and he's the guy. Very brutal. Where they arrest KK, the auditor, and they hang him up. I can't remember what that torture's called. Where they hang you up by your arms.
And then your shoulder
It's called
blades
something that the
pop out of
Nazis
place.
used to do it. I mean, it's a really old torture film, but the Nazis used to do it in like But yeah, they just hang you up by your own weight, and your weight ends up just breaking. You can't do it for like more than an hour. You always have to give a little guy a break because you'll just end up dying.
Yeah, you'll die from
And
it.
these cops are not the kind of cops that you can rely on.
No, you can't.
To
to
even
just
properly
simply-
torture.
Yeah, without killing them.
They put this guy
accidentally.
up and then they forget.
Well, they just
They
go out
forget-
to lunch. They go get a drink at the pub.
Something else is happening. something else,
Incredible.
anything. The newspaper boy comes by, he's selling papers. Now you got him distracting you, while this guy is screaming in the background.
Please let me down.
But that is a very brutal and well done scene where
Yeah,
his
it is.
bones, where he just kind of drops
And
a
you
little,
hear it.
crack, crack, crack.
And see, that's something good too about this film is, as you said, you know, the effects, the sound effects aren't over the top; they're just enough. And when you
Yes.
hear those bones crack, you're like, oh, that's it for him.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it, Jack. You ain't walking that
KK.
one off.
yeah. I liked that a lot. I liked all the torture scenes and all that, and how they kind of built around these cops, and even to the point where they took him to a court. Well, let's go with the
love
premise. So
that
it's
point.
it's these four like migrant workers or whatever. They're just working.
Tamil
They're working
laborers.
every day. They live in like a park or something. They just get picked up randomly for this big like high profile case, robbery.
Yep.
What is it? 10 million rupees stolen, or is it 1 million rupees?
Well, I'm not quite sure how many rupees it was, but
It was some large
it was-
amount,
yeah.
and it was like this high up political guy family or whatever. So there's a ton of pressure on the
On the
cops, and they
police
did a
department.
good job of showing that. But it was to the point where like when they went into the court, I'm like, well, fuck, is this judge gonna be fucking dirty?
Corrupt.
No, not at all.
I know.
The judge was like, what's
Just
going
like,
on?
what the hell is
Like,
going
but
on?
how could you be so unaware of what's going on, like
I
your
don't know.
district? To where like they brought these guys in and it was such a big fuck
I
up.
love
And
that-
again, these cops are like, they had no plan.
None at all. Well, I love how they come in there and then they're like to the judge because he can't understand the language because I believe the judge is speaking in Telugu. And
that's correct.
yeah, and then they're, you know, obviously can't understand Tamil. And then the cop's like, oh, I'll translate for you. And he's like, do you really think I trust you to translate properly? These guys are literally telling me that they're innocent and that you have been beating them to a pulp for days on end.
Yes.
Why would I have you translate?
And that was the thing. That was my biggest problem is the entire story hinges on these guys, like, as soon as they get free, not just running fucking. They always stick around.
I think just because they were so terrified. But I get what you're
I-
saying.
I-
Like at some point,
The entire,
run,
yeah. I mean,
get out of there.
they were always like, even at the very end, they were shocked, these fucking cops, even though they've been tortured for what? A week? 2 weeks?
It seemed like it, yeah.
They've been tortured for a long time. I mean, long enough to where they were
where they were
starving
starving
to death
themselves.
because they
Yeah.
were, yeah, exactly. So it was a long, but in the entire time, even at the end, they were like, I can't believe these fucking cops.
Someone would do something like this to us, and you're like, what?
We're like, oh, we'll stick around. We'll clean the cop station.
yeah,
Whoa, come
we'll be
on.
on the good side. They'll never arrest us again.
Like,
Not the case.
You've been tortured. I get tortured by a cop. I can't even look at a cop without
I'm
a
out.
rage building
I'm,
in me.
I'm bouncing out of that town, out of that city,
You'll
out of
never,
that state.
Yeah, I'm never, no matter I get robbed, I'm getting stabbed, I'm not calling a cop.
No.
But these guys, man, they just stick around. And that's the only problem with like it, the entire story was relied on these guys never fucking leaving, even when they first release them and they're starving.
Uh-huh.
And they even do like a double agent kind of like have actors. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they just go to what? The police station cafeteria?
It was right across the road.
And there's cops everywhere.
Yeah, and I did like that though.
I mean,
How
but you gotta leave.
because I knew that was going to happen. I knew they were just going to be
obvious.
like, nope,
It's
you're
like
coming
30
right
minutes
back.
in.
Yeah.
And so there's like an hour and a half left.
Like, oh, you think you were going to starve
Oh, we just
yourself?
needed you
Oh,
to
yeah.
eat so we can continue to beat
torture
the shit
you.
out of him.
Yeah.
But I did like that. But these guys gotta go. I mean, how ignorant can you be to what's happening?
Pretty.
Like I get that they're like
pretty naive.
I get that they're like workers, you know, these minority workers or whatever. So they're kind of naive, you know. It would be like, you know, like someone from Mexico and thinking that how could cops be like this and torture me forever?
Yeah.
But you know, after it keeps happening or whatever, you start to learn that I can't trust these guys.
No.
But they never do.
Yeah.
They
And
keep-
the story gets even more wild too because they frame, or they don't frame, but they set it up as KK committing suicide and getting hung.
yeah, which
And then
I think
they
any
over-
guy doing an autopsy,
Would be like, he clearly didn't die.
he goes the
from-
neck, but
Yeah.
his arms, his ribs are
But
shattered.
everything is shattered. Did he fall from the ceiling? Am I missing something here? No, we
Was he
found
hung
him.
from a bridge and then you cut the rope and just let his body fall to the ground?
Like, please
50
explain me a little more. Am I missing something in this report?
I'm just guessing they're just all so corrupt that it's like
Well, yeah, they said that the autopsy guy was on their payroll too, so
it's
it's
probably
like,
just some guy, a cop doing the autopsy. Like, yeah,
he's like, He hung himself.
Like, let me take a look at him. Yeah, he hung himself. But yeah, that was crazy.
It was.
It does get crazier. It wasn't what I expected. I thought it was just going to be 2 hours of like these guys being wrongly accused, but it ends up being this like this kind of political drama about this, just like this back and forth of they're trying to get first they kidnap the auditor to get find some political leaders dirty money or something like that. It kind of gets convoluted, but then at the end it still ends up boiling down back to just these three guys who just can't get away.
They can't get away, and they don't. That's the sad thing. That is the sad thing.
That is the sad thing for sure. But yeah, I enjoyed most of it though. One part that I didn't like was when the guy gets shot. Like everything was so grounded until one of the guys gets shot. And then he flies back like 40 feet, and I feel like it was very melodramatic. When it goes black and white, it kept going black and white, but then it didn't stay black and white, so I thought that was kind of weird too. Like I get the artistic intention behind it. Yeah, it could be unique, but it has to mean something, Right, yeah. It's got to be more than just the idea of, hey, what if this scene's black and white? Just because, it may look kind of cool. Artsy. Because then it doesn't stay black and white either. I thought maybe after that moment, the entire thing with black and white to show kind of, the dullness of their best friend dying in front, but it doesn't. It flashes back and forth, and then it kind of fades out and goes back to color. It doesn't end in black and white, right?
No.
But yeah, these guys, the moral of the story, just run after getting tortured. Don't look back.
Don't trust. It seems like Stockholm Syndrome. Don't trust your torturer, right?
Well, even at one point, the guy's like, let's just leave. And they're like, calm down, fella. Let's sleep here. We'll clean in the morning. And this is after being tortured. Like, we'll sleep in the cop station, and then in the morning. And then it just ends up being they're cleaning a bathroom, and they overheat something.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And that's never a good thing.
Yeah, like, these guys just can't catch a break.
I will tell you, though, it freaking swept the board at the 63rd National Film Awards. It won Best Feature Film in Tamil, Best Supporting Actor, Best Editing.
Well, the three main guys do such a good job. The guys that get tortured constantly, they do such a good job. And really selling, like, getting hit by one of those. And something I learned about India is damn near everything you find in like branches, rocks can be used to beat and torture someone. Because what do they use in like 9 different methods?
They do use a lot. And dude,
this branch, this root, this thing, everything can be used to beat the shit out of someone.
When they hung them upside down and were beating their feet, dude, that's horrible. I didn't even think about that as a torture tactic.
Oh yeah, that's awful. I think they used to do that in Vietnam, hung people and whip people with the bottoms of their feet. That would hurt. But the scene when he's like, if you make a sound or you fall,
I'm beating everyone.
Yeah. And that scene was really good.
Super intense.
That's the one where they're like making the whipping things in front of them and they know immediately. That's after they get fed.
Yeah, it is.
God, that pretty good.
Sucks. Yeah.
Remember, they're like, they're going to give us all this money and we're going to walk right out of here and we're going to go straight home. And they call the boss, and even the boss is like, because that's the thing, is even everyone, even like the lowest guy on the street, is racist to these people.
Yeah, to Tamil.
To Tamil people, yeah. Because remember, they're like, we'll call the boss. Because the one lady cop, of course, one lady cop is the only one to be like, this torture's kind of wild. But I think she was only like that because it was maybe her first day.
I think so.
I think at one point,
like, man, this is a lot.
Because I think at one point a cop goes, "You'll get used to this." I think something along the lines of like this happens a lot here, and they even say that they're like, "Yeah, I can't remember at one point like a lawyer or something like, yeah, that happens every time there's a criminal case. These guys just run out and get Tamil workers, bring them back, and then send them to jail for 10 years. I mean, it's like it's basically what they used to do here, like 30 years ago.
Right.
Or even probably more recently than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked all the torture scenes were very, and they even waterboard at some point.
They do, which God, dude, waterboarding would be just awful.
Yeah, a little CIA action going on there.
Yeah, they were. They found that. I don't know how they found that.
One thing about these cops is they're shitty in every aspect of their job except for torture.
Yeah, they're not bad. Not bad.
Very proficient at it. Yeah. Very good, yeah. But at some point they do a hunger strike. And, that usually never works.
Yeah.
The hunger strike.
It's a great song from Soundgarden.
It's true. But I guess it does work because they do get a meal, but it was only like a Truman Show-esque
Yes, it was.
staging of a meal. But then it gets right back to torture. And that's like the first hour.
Well, you got to have a little break, right?
Well, you can't torture them on an empty stomach. That was the one part where they drew the line.
Well, yeah, because, they could die.
I feel like they could. I feel
They
like
could
maybe
have
that's
taken a
not
lot
stopping.
more torture, yeah.
But I feel like that's probably not even preventing you from dying that much.
No.
I mean, if you're going to die by getting beat to death, having a full
Dying from-
stomach,
yeah.
it's probably not going to be. It's probably not going to save you, right?
No.
Because what were they feeding him one meal a day? Anyways?
1 meal a day, yeah.
And it was like a brick of rice that some guy threw in out of the trash.
Just throwing like a bunch of piles of whatever.
Yeah, and then the other guy, the
wrapped
prisoner's
in,
like, yeah, the mill guys aren't eating. They fucking just snitch on him immediately. There's no respect in the prison
There
system.
isn't, no.
Not at all.
Yeah, no kidding. What a bunch of snitches. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say anything. I'd just take both their meals and eat more food.
That's right. I'm like, these guys should be happy. Yeah, exactly. No, not the case.
Strange.
And horrible jail cells, too. It's just a pit. Just
Yeah.
a dirt. I mean, I'd be kicking that door down, dude.
Well, and all of them, like all they had were little shorts on. That was it.
Well, yeah,
They're,
that's
like,
the
all
thing about,
completely-
and that's kind of a good torture method. Is they always stripped them down whenever, because even when they came back from the food, the first thing was like take their clothes off and hang them up. But always strip you down to your skivvies. Then you can't torture a man with full fucking clothing on. It just gets in your way.
Right.
But I liked it. I liked the end too. Of
Yeah, I thought it was sad, but I don't know. I kind of like a film that doesn't end on a high note.
oh yeah, it doesn't have to happen, because that's not how the world
How
works.
world works, yeah.
Yeah, but I liked the way, and I like how they kind of, even after like the credit scene, it was like the phone call of them calling like the news agency or whatever, and like make sure you put picture of like him graduating, then picture of his family mourning, and make sure you make these guys, everyone fucking hate these guys. Yep. So it sucks, but it is a fitting end to the entire movie. It was pretty dark and downer the entire time, but a good film
It was.
overall.
Nonetheless.
Great
I
performances
really
by
enjoyed
everyone, and something an Indian cinema trope that I absolutely love that I just found out was they always give the bad guy, he wears sunglasses constantly. That's like a common thing we've
It
seen
is.
multiple times.
Yep.
Even the guy in this, he's inside, outside. It's a dead giveaway for a bad guy.
Yeah.
If
you never see
but
their
it's,
eyeballs.
It's cool though. I like
is,
it.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
a nice little touch.
It makes, for some reason, it gives like an extra element to a bad guy. But that's something we've seen a lot is bad guys with sunglasses on, and even the good guys sometimes have sunglasses on all the time.
Gotta rock it.
It does look cool.
It does.
It does look cool. Well, all right.
Alrighty, well, that is our review for Visaranai. If you guys like what you're seeing here and you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. If you want to find our podcast in audio format, you can find that on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, or Stitcher. Social media pages, Twitter, Seen It Podcast. Cash is on Twitter, that's just Cash. Instagram, Have You Seen It? Facebook, Have You Seen It Podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Bye.